I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been on my land in a couple of weeks. I've been gone.
I've been out filming the second season of my Nat Geo show, Super Skilled. This time, we traveled to one of my favorite countries in the world, Mongolia, where we filmed a real dream episode of mine. It was so much fun. The whole crew stayed in a Mongolian ger the whole time. We galloped across the steppe, met some amazing people, and we learned so much. Then we flew across the world to Bolivia, where we filmed an incredible episode at high altitude. I can't say too much about this one because I want to keep some things a secret. But yay! The second season of Super Skilled is currently in post-production and will be premiering on Nat Geo very soon. I'll definitely give you a heads up once it's live.
And in the time that I have been away, everything has changed. Everything has changed. Look at this. Look at this. It is rainy, it is cold, the winter is coming, and I am just not ready. I'm not ready for it. What do you think, buddy, huh? Is it cold? You probably like it, huh? Yeah, you're a cold-loving dog. Well, he's gonna be just fine because he gets to sleep on this reindeer hide that I brought from the Arctic Circle the other winter. Now, look, this is my sleeping situation right now. So I forgot to bring my nice, thick sleeping bag. So I've got these like blankets. They're not very thick. And I feel like I might get very, very cold sleeping underneath these. But I think the biggest issue is just the general temperature. Like, this tent does not have really any insulation. It's just a canvas tent. So I think today I really need to install a stove inside the tent.
I am not a huge fan of autumn, and coming back to my land in the rain and the cold felt like a rude awakening to the reality of what's to come. Short days, low temps, discomfort. I honestly started having second thoughts about living in my tent in this season.
All right, I think it's time to go get the stove. Yep. Even my shoes are already wet. Oh God, this is gonna be so difficult. Let's go. So you might be wondering, why don't you just sleep in the shed? The shed is in need of some work, and I just have not had time this year to do anything here. But it needs like a new floor. It just needs a lot of improvements, and there's also like mouse poop all over the place, which like rat poop, you know, that stuff gives you like viruses. So I don't feel comfortable sleeping in here just yet, but maybe next season. We'll see. So the next question is, where do we put the stove? It needs to be in a strategic place, and I don't really deal with strategic things very much. Some people put their stoves in the middle, but I feel like that's just taking up so much valuable real estate, especially with like, you know, having a dog. I don't want Vilk walking into a hot stove at any point. So I feel like it should be on the side and ideally somewhere near the entrance so that when I bring in wood, I don't have to like carry it across the tent because I don't really clean it in here. I think like that is a good spot, no? Yeah, right there. Next to the entrance, kind of on the side. Last year I was here in October and I did not have the stove installed inside the tent. I only had it outside because it was actually quite a nice October. It wasn't rainy and it wasn't this cold. So this year we're making some changes.
I know that the idea of spending even a part of winter out here may sound preposterous to some of you. Honestly, it sounds a bit wild even to me, and I have all sorts of crazy ideas.
Yes, I will have to poke some holes in this beautiful canvas. God, pray for me.
So I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but I love to look at life as a continuous series of experiments. You try different things, you veer off in different directions, you stretch yourself a little, mentally and physically. In the end, it's the best and maybe only way to really find out what it is you want, what feels good and what doesn't. So I want to try living here for a little bit in winter, as an experiment.
Well, you got a big hole in the tent. Sounds counterintuitive, but this next thing I'm about to do is going to make all the sense. So we are going in with the piping. I was going to wear a white sweater today. I'm glad I didn't. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm. Warm and cozy. It's gonna be so warm and cozy. Well, I think this is it. I'm pretty sure I followed all the instructions. And now we get to light it. What is this, huh? Is it weird? Is it so weird, buddy? Seems to me like Vilka is not a huge fan of the stove, which is a good thing. Yeah, I don't want you anywhere near that thing. I don't want you anywhere near that thing. Yeah, because it's hot. Also, I know what you guys are thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. And I am going to preempt your line of questioning by showing you that I do indeed have a fire extinguisher in here, just in case. Oh my God, it's so warm in here. It's so cozy. Oh, wow. The stove is looking great, but I feel like I need to get everything as far from it as possible because things are getting hot in here. I mean, obviously the canvas walls they're a little warm. They're not hot, but I feel like I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this whole bit. It's just me up here, you know what I mean? If something were to happen, I'm on my own. So I really need to make sure that I'm careful. Come on, you guys. Yes! There we go. Aha. Ah. Okay, now it feels really good in here. Now it feels really cozy.
It's amazing how the little things can make such a huge difference. That's when you really learn their value. A small fire and pretty lights feel so much more precious than central heating and a chandelier.
It is ready and it is looking and smelling so good. I don't really know what this is. It's kind of just like some kind of casserole with potatoes, onion, garlic, of course, beans, tomatoes, and green peppers, salt and pepper, and chili flakes. That's it. Nothing else. Super simple. Just perfect for a really cold autumn day like this one. Oh my god, it is so delicious. It is so good.
I must have sent out so many pleas for good weather to the universe that day that the universe listened. And the next morning, it was all sun and blue skies. Spoiler alert, that didn't last long. Today is such a beautiful day. We're going for a run. But I was about to squeeze out every sunny minute out of this day. Do you remember when last year these two creeps came to my land unannounced, uninvited, with the sole aim of finding me and doing God knows what? Well, unfortunately, things like that don't only happen to people who decide to share their life on the internet, like I do. It can happen to anyone. If you Google your name right now, I'm willing to bet that some shady websites are publishing your private and personal information on the internet for the world to see. And it could be your name, home address, phone number, but also things like your financial information, ethnicity, sexual orientation, health, and much more. So we've got about 6 miles one way to this mountain refuge that I've never been to and I really want to check out. Whew, hope we make it there and back before sunset. And you know how they say that information is power? Well, because it's out there, your personal data could land in the hands of scammers, impersonators, or criminals. Someone could take out a loan in your name without you ever knowing about it. They could find you physically and harass you in person. They could impersonate you or simply profit off your identity in a million different ways. We made it. Here we are. But luckily, there's a solution. Incogni is a tool that tracks down all this data and removes it. It works on hundreds of people's search sites, commercial databases and directories, all of which collect and sell your personal information without your consent. And if your data ever makes it back to those sites, Incogni will go in and remove it again. Because if scammers can't find you, they also can't hurt you. And if you find your data on websites that Incogni hasn't spotted, you can just copy the link to that site, paste it into Incogni's custom removals tool, and voila! Incogni's team will get working to remove that piece of data right away. Woo! We made it back. 17K, 10 miles. Woo! That was so much fun. So take your personal data back with Incogni. You can now get 60% off an annual plan if you use my code AvaZubek at the checkout using the link below. Big thank you to Incogni for sponsoring this run. A couple of days went by and the world kept getting colder. One morning, I woke up a little shivery, my bones really sapped of warmth. The first thing that came to my mind was, get warm, quick, make a fire, get comfortable. And then I looked outside. Guys. Merry Christmas! Are you seeing this? It's actually snowing right now. And it's not even winter. You don't mind the snow, do you? Oh, that's such a scary dog. That's a scary dog. Let's go. Yeah. Where ball? Boo boo, where ball? Bring it. Yes, it's there. Good boy. Yes, okay. Sit up. Yes, good boy. Spin. Twist. Back up. guys see that? That is snow on the ground. I can't zoom in anymore, but that there is real snow on the ground. And that meadow up there is not that much higher than my property. It's maybe like another 100 meters, 300 feet higher. But I guess it's a lot colder there. Oh my God. Oh. Well, I guess that makes me wonder, can I actually do this inside my tent? Because all of a sudden winter feels much more real than it did a couple of days ago. Grass everywhere. I don't know who brings this in. I don't know if it's Vilk or if it's me. But somehow I feel like there's just rocks and bits of grass and bits of hay and bits of mushrooms that end up all over the tent. This is not the life for you if you are really into like cleaning, or if you have to have your space really nice and clean and proper. It's impossible to keep it clean. Impossible. Oh, yes. Thank you, coffee. Well, this pan is disgusting. It needs a wash. I'm gonna keep the warmth in. Oh my God! Oh my God, I can't believe this. Vita, what's up with you? How you want to play? You want to play? Hang on, let me show you this. So this is a little bowl of water that I keep here outside at all times. Ice. Actual ice. I'm not even kidding you. You know, I remembered something kind of funny the other day. I used to imagine that, like, it was impossible to wash your dishes without, like, washing up liquid, like dish soap. Until I started traveling, and then I realized that you just need water, especially if it's just you using the dishes. Like, what do you care about? Your own germs. So... And now that I use these cast iron pans, you can't actually wash them with dish soap anyway. You have to just wash them with water. Just water and a good scrub. And that's it. Perfectly fine, perfectly clean, well, maybe not perfectly clean, but perfectly safe. Yes, you got the ball. That's a good boy. Come here. I have so many questions right now. One of them being, if it gets really cold for an extended period of time, will my underground water spring freeze? Does anyone know this? Water is so critical out here that I feel like this is going to be really important information. Not having access to water could be a really big problem. So hopefully these mountain springs somehow magically never freeze. Oh, I just noticed a little scab on Vilk's leg. Come here, buddy. Come. No, other one. Yes. Look at that. What happened, huh? Honestly, it's pretty minor, but the issue is that sometimes he'll just like gnaw at it and lick it and make the wound bigger. We don't want to let that happen, so I'm just going to put some antibiotic ointment on you, mister. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to wrap it so that you can't lick it and you can't bite it, okay? Stay. You're a good boy. Good boy. At this point, you might be wondering what happened to my thumb. Well, I got a really nasty infection on it on the last super skilled shoot. And honestly, it's just been not healing very well. I did like a course of antibiotics for it for a week. Obviously went to the doctors and, got it checked out and stuff. They said that it was good that I came in early because you can develop really, really horrible things from little infections like this, including sepsis, which obviously is lethal. So I was really happy that I went in there and got it checked out because it was really looking terrible. It's still not looking great. I'm not going to show you like from close up because it's kind of gross, but I need to keep it clean at all times, which is a little difficult given the fact that I live in a tent. It's not exactly the most hygienic place in the world. Yeah, and this is just, yikes. Not looking great. I guess every single lifestyle has its downsides. And if there is one hill I will die on, it's the idea that a bit of discomfort can actually shake you out of existential dread and stupor and make you feel that little bit more alive. Because discomfort tingles and gnaws at you and makes you question things and find new answers and solutions. There's a great book called The Comfort Crisis, which talks about this and which I highly recommend. The more I think about it, the more I realize that perhaps I could turn the shed into a shelter. I'm not saying I could turn it into like a cute hut or a cottage, because I don't think that's going to happen, but some kind of basic shelter. So the story of this shelter is that in Polish, it's known as a bacówka, which is basically a shepherd's hut. Shepherds passing through this land might come here and spend the night here. So it's kind of like a temporary shelter, traditional to the Carpathian Mountains here in Poland. And when I bought this plot of land, the shed or the bacówka came with it. I've been using it just as a storage space, honestly, nothing else. I have thought multiple times about restoring it, but just somehow always found that living in the tent sounded much more fun. So I never really seriously got started or planned anything. But imagine a snowstorm, imagine really bad weather for several days. Imagine if it's really, really cold, minus 10 degrees Celsius. This could be a good spot to hide. I can definitely imagine restoring this bacówka to its original use, which is a shelter for the weary traveler. I feel like I am a weary traveler in need of a shelter. Imagine the space with a little stove and maybe a little table here and maybe like a little bed on the side and a tiny little kitchenette right here. Something really simple. I like it. I like it a lot. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Well, I hadn't planned on restoring the hut originally, but now it actually doesn't sound like a bad idea. It would be a lot of work. I would need to clean the whole space completely and then restore and renovate so many separate parts of it, redoing the floor and possibly the roof, re-insulating the beams, putting in a new window and furnishing the space. It's a lot to think about.
Tonight's dinner is going to be foraged right from the earth, from the land. But first I need to find it. This guy, potentially, I believe that this is a parasol mushroom. I'm just going to perform a little test. Oh, yep. This little thingy around the stem detaches and it goes up and down. That tells me it's a parasol mushroom. Edible. So this here also looks like a parasol. Yeah, the ring detaches in the same way. Really nice. Check these out. How freaking cool! Close call. So look at the difference between these two mushrooms. This one's all white and this one's like bruised red. So this is actually not the parasol mushroom that I want. This is a shaggy parasol. They're not poisonous, but they are known to give people stomach aches. I get to keep this one. It's pretty huge, so I'm very happy with my little foraging session there.
Sitting here making dinner with the mushroom I just foraged, I felt like I really wanted to give this autumn-winter outdoor living a shot. I don't know how long I can stay out here in the cold, because it's not just the cold. The coming of winter also means less daylight, and that translates to less time to charge my batteries with my solar panels. It means I would need more fuel to keep warm, a lot more. It means more challenges in even getting up here with my side-by-side.
Oh, this is so exciting! Mushrooms, potatoes, onions, and that's it, salt and pepper. Oh my god. Thank you, mushrooms. Thank you, mushrooms. Oh my god, this is so delicious. Unbelievably good. I can't believe I found these mushrooms just growing in the meadow. Amazing. They're free. How are they free?
But it does feel tempting to give the shepherd's hut a little shot. So maybe that's what we'll do next, in this wild little place.